Hey you guys, it's me, Chris Colley. I am a few minutes late. I was having a hard time logging in here. Not sure what was happening with my laptop, but I wanted to be sure that my laptop was here so that I could be sure I'm going live in the right place. You know how I am. So this is it. I have signed up for On Tour, and as part of that, it included our new catalog. How do you guys like it? Isn't it gorgeous? It is going to be from May of this year through April of next year, and I just love it. I can't share the inside with you, of course, but let me see if I can tip it this way and you can see it without that glare on it. Oh, there you go. That's a little bit better. So beautiful. And I got a new stamp set with it. I am really excited about the things coming up. And the inside, I can assure you, is just as gorgeous as this outside. Those flowers are just, I don't know if you can see it, but they look like they have like a watercolor wash to them. So beautiful. And the print almost look like it has texture to it. So this is the designer series paper. Let's see if I can get it close enough where you can see that it looks like it has that texture to it. It's so beautiful. But you can get one of these catalogs too. They don't just come for demonstrators. So if you want a catalog, I do send them for free to my customers who have spent a minimum of $50 with me during the past 6 months. If you haven't spent $6 or $50 with me in the past 6 months, I will charge you $5 for the catalog, but I will also include a $5 off your first order coupon for you. So leave me a comment below and I'll be sure that you get one of these. Also, you can pick one up right here in the Rubber Room if you're local. On April 30th, which is a Saturday, between the hours of 1 and 4, I will be having my BOGO sale, which is a great opportunity for you to buy a retired item and get to order a new item for free. So you buy one old and get one new for free. And you can also pick up your new catalogs then. There will be lots of, oh my goodness, samples to look at, and we'll also have some make and takes and lots of new products from this gorgeous catalog. So mark it on your calendar. It's April 30th from 1 to 4. You do need to RSVP, but it is a free event. So if you want a catalog or if you want to come to the catalog open or the retirement party on April 30th, just leave me a comment below. And be sure to share with your friends too. We don't want to keep it a secret because the Rubber Room is way too much fun to keep a secret. So over this past weekend, I had a retreat. It was called Spring Fling, and it was Sunday between 1 and 4. And oh, Carol got hers today. Hi, Kay. Carol, what stamp? Leave me a little note and let me know what stamp set you got. I got the Good Feelings, so I'm excited. So over the weekend, a retreat is where you come and we make some projects. And I spoil you all day long. So yesterday, our retreat was Spring Fling, and we were focusing on the Tulip stamp set. We had mimosas and a little fondue bar going on all day. And I did 4 table gifts for everybody who came. So this was one of our table gifts. And we made a sampler with the tulips and kind of Highland Heather color. The sampler doesn't really focus under the light in my camera, so I will share a picture of that though. But we made, this was one of the table gifts that they got. I'm trying to get it in the camera here for you. I think that's it. So this little tulip here, it changes colors. And then there's a little notebook with that Tulip Designer Series paper, which I just love, and some of the ribbon that's retiring. So that was one of their table gifts. This was one of their table gifts. And this one has pretzels, chocolate-covered pretzels in it, in kind of a nice springy color. And then saltwater taffy. I love saltwater taffy. So we made the little boxes for saltwater taffy, and then just embossed the back of it, the vellum that's on there, if you can see the vellum. We embossed that, and then did the little ladybug in the Blushing Bride and Poppy Parade. And then they had each got 3 pieces of taffy. This one's watermelon. You can tell by the green outside and the red inside. And then, of course, I had to share a tulip bulb with them that they could take home and plant, kind of in memory of their day that they got to spend. So I just used some of the paper on the bottom of the box and the ribbon. And we used some butterfly punches. And then they have a little tulip bulb on the inside. So I actually start my tulip bulbs in my house so that I can plant them when it gets time that they can be planted when the ground is not frozen stiff as it is right now. So those were the table gifts, and we're going to actually do some of the cards that they did. So that's going to be our class tonight, and you know, the classes, free Monday night classes on More Fun Monday. If you place a minimum $35 using our current host code, which I will post for you, then you are going to get kits for all 3 of these cards for free. And let's see here. Get out all my little goodies from a basket. Okay, and I'm going to grab my card pack. So when everybody came, you have 4 card packs. In this retreat, actually had the option that you could do 2 of each card and no sampler, or 1 of each card and the sampler. So these are the cards. Let's see, this is this one, yep. And your card kits come just like this. You have the envelope for your card, and then all of your pieces are cut for you in there. So we did a little trick with this one, and I took this pool party ribbon. It's the pool party mesh ribbon, and it's really pretty, but you can see it's kind of see-through and iridescent. So we started off by taking our pool party light marker, and I'm going to use the brush end. Our markers come with a brush end and a nib end. So I'm going to use my brush end, and I am just going to take it and color this ribbon with it. Now, I know I normally color my white ribbon, but not so much my colored ribbon. But this colored ribbon is kind of light, and because it's kind of meshy, I thought that coloring it would just be kind of fun. And I have to tell you, I loved it so much in the way that it turned out that, and I'm going to cut this piece because I think this piece is big enough to make my ribbon or my bow with. And then I'm going to color a piece just to go around my card base. So it'll be about this big to go around my card base. So I thought that this ribbon colored so nicely that our in-color ribbon is also mesh on the inside. It has a little border, but it's mesh on the inside. So we're going to color that a little bit later in this broadcast. I feel like the news, I'll share with you something that's coming up, so you don't leave. You want to stick around, right? Isn't that pretty, though? How it just changes that, the whole look of the ribbon. So here's the pool party, and then below it is the Poppy Parade. Isn't it pretty? And who doesn't love learning a new trick, right? Okay, so we'll put that away. And we have 2 pieces we're going to die cut. So let's get those out. We're going to die cut this with this little tulip border. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this little flower border. One of the other cards we did that we're not going to do today, but we did yesterday that I'll share with you is this one. And it also used that border. Isn't that border really pretty? We also used that in the sampler that we did too. So that's one of my favorite pieces of this. And then this one we're going to stamp our sentiment on. So I'm going to get out my Poppy Parade pad, and you guys know the trick. You just push your thumb down between these little two dots, and the bottom of it will pop up, and so you grab it, flip it over, and slide it. Wow, that got really messed up down there. I don't like that feel. I have to get that out of there. Okay, now we're on track. So I put out 2 sentiments, and one of them is this one that says, "No one deserves a happier birthday than you." And the other one is for Easter. So I'm going to put the Easter one on here. Just because I want them to be different. And because I might need another Easter card. You just never really know with me what's coming up. What's coming up around the bend, right? Okay, actually I'm going to put this over here. And this is what I'm going to cut the sentiment out with. And these are our stitched rectangle dies. I think these may be on the retirement list too. I'm going to bring in my little mini emboss machine. And if you guys don't have this machine is on sale for $48. It is a steal, and it's only on sale until the end of this month. And if you're even considering it, it goes up in cost with the new catalog. So the $48 is really a huge savings. And it's very compact. It folds up like this. And you can see this is the whole thing right here. That's it. You can carry it. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's enough that I can easily lift it and move it around. And then it opens up. It does the work of this, a regular Big Shot. So it is a little workhorse. So I'm going to take my plates. I'm going to do a 1, 2, and 2. And again, it has your directions right on there of how you need to do your plates. And I am going to start with my little tulip border and put that on there. And these plates, when you put them in, you need to stagger them just a little bit at the base there. So you can see there's just a little bit of a stagger on those 3 as they go into the machine. I'm going to look again and make sure my piece is kind of straight there. And then I'll put that one back on. And then I'm going to hold the top just to give it a little more stability as I run it through my machine. Okay, then I'm just going to set that one aside for now. And I'm going to put my words through. This one got really worked yesterday. I can tell I need to replace my plates. These clear plates are also going up in price in the new catalog. Lots of things are going up in price, so be sure you check out that price increase sheet that I posted, because you do want to get them before you have to pay that extra. It's not a huge deal. It's like some of them are 50 cents. Some of them are $1. So it's not a huge deal, but I like to save as much money as I can, especially on those essentials that I use all the time, like paper and ink, my snips. I'm ordering a couple pairs of snips just because I can never find my snips. My snips seems to sprout legs and walk away. And the other things are these clear plates, because I use them all the time. These started out yesterday as new, and you can see they are pretty banged up now. So I will have to be changing those out. The more you use them, the more little lines they get in them, and the more they kind of curve up. So, okay, so here are our words. It says happy, happy, happy Easter, happy spring, happy, happy everything. Who couldn't use that right now, right? Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually, while I'm chatting, I'm going to trim a little more piece of ribbon here because I forgot that one of the gals that was here yesterday tied a double bow on her little ribbon here, and it was really, really pretty, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have to try that. So I'm just going to quickly color this ribbon and try that. You can tell my ADD is really kicking in. We're going to cut this and color this and then color some more of that and try and hang with me. It will be worth it in the end, right? Okay. There we go. We have that new catalog, and I am super excited about that. Plus, yesterday, I didn't get to make cards and stamps. So this one, you're just going to pop off your die. And you can see lots of the pieces are left in here, but it's an easy, you can just poke them out very, very easily. And none of them, I'm going to put these dies back in my box so I don't get lost in the crowd here. Okay, so, and I don't have to go through and poke out all my little individual pieces in there. You can see that they did a good job of getting cut on their own. Okay, so our pieces are coming together. This piece, I am going to tear, okay? And I haven't done this in a long time, but what I'm gonna do is just tear it. And I love that this gives it that kind of roughed up little edge. And I kind of wanted 2 layers to it. So I tear it, and then I'm going to flip this piece that I tore off, and I'm going to put that under there. So I'm going to have like this torn edge kind of look to it. Can you see how that is? It's kind of roughed up there. And that I'm going to put right behind this little row of tulips. I have to share with you guys talking about tulips. I'm in Michigan, and we're about 3 hours from the city of Holland. And Holland, Michigan has this huge tulip festival. Okay, see how that's going to go? Every year, and it's like Mother's Day weekend kind of thing. And so this year, every year when my kids were here, I would say that's what Mama wants for Mother's Day. And without a doubt, Mama always got a hockey tournament that she had to take one of the boys to, or something equally as fun. So this year, my husband is surprising me. And, well, he's not surprising me because he already asked me if I wanted to go. But that surprised me. And so we're going to go to Holland for the Tulip Festival. I have never been, but some of the gals that were here yesterday were telling me it was very lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to attach these 2 pieces together. That's the one piece of paper that I just kind of tore in about 1/3 up the top. I'm just going to trim that little off there because it will bug me if I don't. And then I'm going to bring in, my friend Nancy made this little container for me. And I just love it. I use it all the time. What's really nice about it is every time I use it, I think about her. I think that's kind of nice when you can give a gift that every time somebody sees it, it reminds them of you. So I'm just going to put a little bit of my green glue on the back of these flowers. This would be a good die to use our adhesive sheets with, if you have some of those and you wanted to do that, because it is a little small in there, but I find that my green glue works, or my Tombow Anywhere adhesive glue. I'm just going to let that get tacky for a minute. Hey, Sherry. Oh, she says the stitched rectangles are carrying over in the new catalog. All right. Thanks for checking that for me, Sherry. I know a lot of the dies didn't make it, and I'm glad that this one is staying because I love this one. So thanks for the tip on that one. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this right on here. And when you use that glue, you can take a second and just slide it right down to where you want it to be. So that's right where it goes. She was here yesterday, so she got to make all of these cards. And I know she had a good time. Then I'm going to take my card base, which is just 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then I'm just going to burnish my score line. And I'm going to take this DSP, and this DSP, you guys, is so gorgeous. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I think that makes such a pretty, pretty card. I just love it. But we're going to use the other side of it today. That's the worst part for me, is trying to decide which side of the DSP to use. That's the part that gives me the headache. Woo! Almost put it on there upside down, didn't I? I forgot I was sharing with you guys and making it upside down. So I'm just going to put it on top of my... Oh, wait. I forgot my ribbon. And that's usually the way it works. By the time I remember my ribbon, right? So I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive on the sides to put my ribbon onto. Well, I'm going to add it on the top side. I can tell it's going to be one of those nights, right? Okay, so we got our paper going the right way, so our tulips are up. And I'm just going to add that the bow on top of my adhesive and put a little more adhesive on there, just to kind of hold it down really tight, especially at the edges. We don't want it popping off. Now I'm really seriously for sure putting it on. There we go. And I'm going to add our little piece of torn paper. What is my adhesive doing here? There we go. Might have to revert back to my glue. That is pretty weird. I haven't seen that happen before. Let's see if I can. There we go. Okay. What on earth? There. Seriously there, that was starting to stress me out, and I don't like to stress while I'm crafting. Okay, so we got that part on. And I'm going to add some dimensionals to my happy Easter, happy everything, because I want it to be popped up so that people notice it, right? Let me take some dimensionals out. I don't know if you guys do this, but I have like 100 packs of dimensionals open, and then I can never find them, so I open another pack. So now I just put them in our stamp case. I have just one stamp case, and I put all my open dimensionals, my little paper pumpkin glue dots in there, because for some reason it's easier for me to find that big case than it is for me to find my one sheet of dimensionals that's laying around somewhere. Okay, so I have my sentiment ready to go, and I'm going to do the upsy-downsy, which means I am placing one at the top and one at the bottom. And this is going to make it so that my dimensionals don't tip one way or the other, because my ribbon's going to be in the middle of them. And probably since my ribbon is this sheer one, it won't make that much difference, but I think I got that one a little bit close to the edge, so I'm just going to give it the tilt-a-whirl. Okay. Pop the back of these off. I need a little vacuum just for my desk. It seems more and more now when I go upstairs at night, I'm finding my little pieces on the stairs and in the bedroom. Hey, Michelle, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Michelle's enjoying some of that Florida weather. These are the cards, Michelle, that we did yesterday at our retreat. So I'm sharing them with everybody. You can go back and watch the beginning, and I shared the little table treats that you had. Okay, so I just took my ribbon, or my scissors, my little paper snips, and ran it over the top of it. That makes it so the ribbon is looser, and it's just a little bit easier for me to tie. Well, thanks, Diana. I'm glad you like those nails. They're getting ready to change. I like that little kind of soft pastel for Easter. I think that's kind of fun. But I need a really bright, fun color because I'm going to be heading off on vacation. So, and I'm just going to do the little bunny ears with this. I've taken 2 layers of ribbon, just put them right on top of each other, and I'm going to do the bunny ears, and this is going to give us a really pretty double bow. Fingers crossed if all works out, right? I'm going on vacation, leaving Friday, so I won't be here next week for More Fun Mondays or for our Wednesday lunchtime live. So you guys get a break from me for an entire week, and I'm gonna get a break from the snow. Can you believe it? We had our spring fling and it snowed in the morning. Just flurries, but still, snow is snow. And then Michelle's complaining because it's 43 and or 73 and she needs her jacket on. Well, the Rubber Room can't wait for you to get back here, Michelle. We definitely miss you. We were talking about you yesterday for sure, saying, where is that Michelle? Okay, so we had this really pretty double bow. So you can see it's kind of spread out, and I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a trim. Probably I'm gonna need my, oh, nope, these paper snips seem to be working. That's always when I know I need a pair of new snips, is I can't really cut my ribbon the way I would like to, so. So I was hoping to be able to stop and see you, Michelle, when we were on our, down in Florida, but it looks like we're gonna be a ways away from you, so I am definitely gonna have to wait till you get back to Michigan, which you're taking your sweet old time, but I can understand it. Okay, so let's find some more adhesive here. We're gonna put these on with some glue dots. I did get to see you at Paper Pumpkin, which was nice. For those of you that don't know, we do a virtual Paper Pumpkin PJ party on Saturday nights. I think it's the third Saturday, no, it's the last Saturday of the month. And we do it virtually in a virtual Paper Pumpkin PJ party group. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and want to join us, please feel free. Okay, so there it is. That's one of the cards we did yesterday. 19 degrees on the west side of Michigan. I can't believe it. Today it was freezing, Carol. I'm just, yeah, I was shocked. Because if we had had that snow around here this morning, things could have been really kind of dicey out there, so. Okay, so let's do this one. I don't know if you guys have seen these dies from the Tulip stamp set, but they make this really gorgeous tulip, and it's kind of layered up into, I have 3 pieces layered in there. So it's kind of really pretty. I like that die. So let's find our little card kit that goes with that die. Here we go. This one looks like it has a lot of pieces, but don't freak out. We'll start with our card base, which again is the 5.5 by 8.5. Scored at 4 1/4, and we're just going to burnish that score line, and we're going to take this white piece of cardstock and put this skinnier piece of designer series paper on top of it, and that's going to be the inside of our card. And Carol, that is exactly the reason that Michelle is not back here. When she comes back, she does not want to hit any 19-degree weather. And I can't say that I blame her. Sometimes as I get older, those winters get harder and harder. So we're just gonna put some adhesive on the back of this white piece, and it's gonna go on the inside of our card. I always like to stick the white pieces on the inside of the darker cardstock card bases. There we go. That makes them a little bit easier to read. Oh, and I don't have any ribbon. Everybody got their own ribbon yesterday. So I have to grab mine. Hold on. Part of your day included a little goodie bag, and it had a bolt of the gingham ribbon and a package of the butterflies. And I don't have any of those, but I'll go back and put some on these cards. So all of your cards got to include the little adhesive backed butterflies. So I don't have any of those in my baskets, but we'll get them to put on some finishing touches with. So I'm just going to tape my ribbon on the back of my designer series paper. And then that's going to be the front piece of my card. And it's going to go on that if you're looking at the card on the left side. So it's going to go right here. I'm going to leave just a little tiny bit of this black edge showing. I don't want too much, just a little, so it kind of catches your eye. Hold that there. And make sure it's straight. There we go. And then I have a piece of the red and the black that are going to layer on top of each other like this. So we'll put those on there next. And just gonna, okay, this tape is gonna make me go back to my green glue. Here we go. Sometimes, depending on how humid it is in the basement, my tape will stick like that. Okay, and then we have our words. And I am using this that says, "Just thinking of you today." And I'm going to stamp that in some more Poppy Parade. I'm going to stamp it over to the left because I'm going to flag the right side. And that photopolymer makes it just super easy to get it completely straight. Okay, and then I'm also going to pull out my dies here. Lots of dies, fun dies, right? Okay. And I'm going to take my green piece of cardstock and I'm going to stamp my leaves on it and my stem. Marielle is my helper who comes to help me prep for my retreats in my classes. Whoops, I only need one of those. And she does a great job cutting all of these pieces so that they fit right with on the piece of cardstock, and the cardstock is small enough that we can do ride-alongs in the machine with them. So that really helps me save on my cardstock. And works nice for only having to do one pass through the Big Shot. So that saves you a little bit of wear and tear on your joints, right? Okay, so again, my little baby emboss machine is going to be here. She's going to be my little workhorse for the day, right? And I have this little piece of Poppy Parade paper, and we're going to put all 3 dies. If you remember, I said we were going to do 3 dies and layer them up for the top of our tulip. So these are going to go on just like that. See what a perfect fit. She doesn't waste any of my paper. She's such a sweetie pie that way, right? And then I am going to give these just a little bit of a stagger and put them through. I know the gals that were doing the sampler were very thankful for my helper. I think there were she took everybody's designer series paper. They got a half pack of designer series paper in their goodie bag. And so she cut all of their pieces from their designer series paper so they wouldn't have to do that, which all of them appreciated yesterday. And I appreciated too. It saved everybody a lot of stress. That's one thing. When you come here for a retreat or a class or a stamp time, whatever you're here for, we don't stress in the Rubber Room. If you're stressing, you're doing it wrong, and there is no doing it wrong, so we always have a good time. And it's because of the people like Marielle that are working behind the scenes to make it all nice so that we don't have to stress and we can come and enjoy our time here. So, okay, see how easy that was? I got all 3 of them stamped on one little piece of cardstock and cut. And I am going to go back and put my dies back into my box so I don't lose those. Give myself I'd like to stay as cleaned up as possible because I don't have to spend so much time looking for things while you guys are waiting. Okay, and I am going to take my Poppy Parade and I am just going to use my dauber and add a little bit of texture. And you guys can, I'm going to hold this up there really close so you can see that these dies have like little tiny kind of veins in there almost. Let me see if I can get it where you can see. Gonna move the other way. There we go. I think I'm getting closer. There we go. So it has just those teeny tiny little veins in it. So that's where I'm adding my sponging. And that's just going to give it a little more texture and make it look a little bit more like a flower and add some depth to it that you're going to want. Now this piece looks kind of funky, but there are score lines there and there. So those pieces are going to fold forward and that's going to be the top. So I'm going to just add some sponging to those outside edges there. This is such a fun die. I absolutely love working with it. And it also is going to carry over into the new catalog, which makes me very, very happy. When it comes spring, you definitely need a really good tulip stamp set. Just like you need some good paper snips. There are certain things a girl needs. Like a black dress. I got that all over me. Some nice black shoes. You know, you guys know what a girl needs, right? So this is the piece that looks kind of like a V. I'm just going to put a glue dot on that. And I'm going to put it right in the center of this piece. Okay? And then I'm going to add my little middle, this part looks kind of like the actual bud of the tulip. So if you wanted to make just a tulip bud, this would be the die that you would want to use. So I'm going to put that right in there. So you have your little piece that looks like this. And then I'm going to throw it around a little bit. I'm going to put glue dots on these two side pieces, and they're going to fold over like that. So then you have this really beautiful tulip. Okay? So, I'm not a fan of these that go backwards. Okay. So I'm actually going to, on this kind of bigger piece here, I'm going to put 2 little glue dots on there. Okay. I'm going to put the little piece over first, and then the big piece. Okay, so that's the top of your tulip. Everybody with me? I know, Carol, I don't like the cold either. I need some sunshine in these old bones. Okay, I think I'm caught up on everybody's comments there. Okay, so then we're going to bring this in and finish this one up. I am going to, I trimmed the opposite end of this. So I'm just going to take my punch and I'm going to get my punch because it makes it so much easier to get the, well, I can never find that punch for some reason. Okay, so I'm just going to wing it. We did go through yesterday and put all of my retiring things, so it might be that that punch is retiring. So I'm just going to come in the middle with my scissors and then come up from the edge. And angle them in. And that's going to give you kind of that flag or banner look to the edge of it. And I can tell I have lots of ink on my fingers. So, I'm going to layer that right on top of my Poppy Parade piece, right to the edge. And this time I did a lot of the, where I only left a 1/16 of an inch on the outside as opposed to that 1/8, which gives it just a really small trim that kind of pops it a little bit more. So we're just going to cut this, and let's go in just a little, there we go. And so that piece is going to go like that. And I actually want to put this one down, and then we'll build it right while it's on the card. And that's going to make it a lot less likely that I'm going to put it on upside down. Okay, so let's build this baby, shall we? I am going to start with my stem, and I'm just going to actually put a little glue dot on each end of my stem. And a glue dot is going to make it so I can kind of move it around a little bit if I need to once I get ready to place my flower on it. So I'm just going to kind of put my flower up there, and I think I want it about there. Okay, and then I guess I'll use some adhesive on that, since my adhesive is working so well tonight. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And you can, some of the gals yesterday popped that up, and it looked really good popped up too. And then you have one big leaf and one smaller leaf. And I'm going to put this smaller leaf on the inside. Wow, that didn't stick to the paper, but the other one stuck to my sweater. It's kind of a surprise there. And this one over here. Okay, so you guys can see, didn't it make just a beautiful, beautiful tulip? And it didn't take that long, but you can see all the great color that the stamping added and that the sponge dauber added to it. That is just a gorgeous tulip. Okay, and then I am going to put my words up on some dimensionals. And I'm going to do that because some of them are going to be covered there. Some of them are going to cover my leaves there. So we'll do it like that. And it's just going to go on down here. And I'm going to take some ribbon and tie a bow for the top of it. And again, my bows are just bunny ear loops, so we'll take a quick minute to do that. Those of you that are still here, are you breathlessly waiting to see the other ribbon we're going to color? Okay, so we'll just kind of make these. My husband had a recipe for a crustless crab quiche that he made for dinner, and it did not turn out the way he wanted. I can hear him up there trying to make another one. He gets kind of OCD about things like that when he has a recipe that sounds so good and it doesn't turn out, so he has to perfect it. And I kind of understand. It's kind of like me when I have that card idea in my head and I can see it and I have to get it just the perfect way that I want it, or I'm not happy with it. So I don't know why I laugh at him about being OCD that way, because I tend to be the same way, and sometimes I just don't acknowledge it. I am going to take a little glue dot and I'm just going to kind of roll it and stick it under my ribbon. My ribbon is kind of sticking up there, so I'm just going to put it kind of right there to hold my ribbon down a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my bow and put it right on that glue dot. And that's going to hold it there. I love this gingham ribbon, and it is staying in our new catalog too, so I am super excited about that. Sherry also got her new catalog today. I can tell you, all of the gals that signed up for On Tour and got their catalogs are probably going to be tucking it up in bed with their favorite beverage, checking out their catalog tonight. So here it is, you guys. I think this is a really nice one to be able to send to your friends. And this is the missing little butterfly. That's where we put the butterfly on it. Is right there. But you could add your butterflies anywhere. It would be really, really cute with some butterflies right on your tulip too. So, and I'm going to go in and add my butterflies. I just didn't bring my butterflies or my ribbon over here. So here's our next one. And this is some shaded spruce. Okay, so here are our goodies. We'll take this out so you can see it. There we go. And I will grab my little card packet. Sure, you love that card. So do I. I love black and red together. And that black and red with that tulip is just, that was one of my favorite cards from yesterday. In this one, we're going to do the trick that your friend sitting next to you shared. We have a gal in our group who's kind of like our own little artisan. And so she did her card a little bit differently. And I really liked it. So I'm going to share it with you guys. This one is kind of the Z fold card, and they call it that because this part here looks like a Z after you fold it. So what you do is it's your regular 8.5 by 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4, and then you score it again at 2 1/8, and you give it a valley fold. So it's down and then up. Okay. So this is actually the inside part of our card, and we are putting a little strip of designer series paper in there. So I'm just gonna put it on there, make sure it is perfect, trimmed perfectly, which it is, I know, because Marielle did that, and her little cuts are always right on the money. So she was cutting everybody's designer series paper, and she's a perfectionist, so it all looks gorgeous. And I'm just going to put some adhesive right in my corners, and that's going to go on the inside. Got just a hair there because I left it, put it a hair down from the top. Okay. So we'll pop it on here. I need to get it on there straight. I really like this shaded spruce with this piece of designer series paper. I think it just really, really pops it. So this is the piece we're gonna flip, and we're gonna show this side of it. And it'll kind of break up the monotony, if you can imagine. This it did not look really busy with me until Jackie shared it and Sherry shared it yesterday. So it'll be with this piece. And Jackie actually took hers home and embossed it. But I'm gonna skip that part because I didn't bring my embossing folder over. So we're gonna make it with the other piece showing, and it will give you just two totally different looks. And you can, again, choose whatever look you like because it is your card. And I think that is part of the reason why Stampin' Up! Does that, and they make both pieces of both sides of the paper look so gorgeous, so that regardless of what your style is, it's gonna look gorgeous for you. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it around so it's on straight. I can't tell you how many times I have turned this over and saw that I put my tulips upside down, which was not a good look, right? Okay, so we are going to take this ribbon now. See how it's, again, sheer in the middle like that? That kind of gave me that idea, like if I could color the pool party one, why not color this one? And this one looks nice with the soft succulent, but I kind of wanted to see what the shaded spruce would look like. So I'm taking my dark shaded spruce blend, and I'm going to measure a piece quickly. That's going to go around my card base there. Can you guys see how gorgeous this is? It is just making this whole ribbon pop. I cannot believe how beautiful it is. And then I'm going to color a piece that I will use to make my bow with. Okay, and you can tell, I don't know, when you get these light ribbons, I now feel like, oh gosh, I can have ribbon in any color. As long as I have a blend for it, I can take that sheer ribbon and color it. And I don't know why I didn't try it sooner, because I like to color my white ribbon. I guess if a ribbon is really a color, then I don't really think about changing that color up too much. Okay, so let's bring in our stamp. And your kit will include your pieces that are already die cut. So these are the layering circles that are die cut. And our sentiment for this one is a thank you. It says, "You are so thoughtful, thank you." And it's in this perfect circle. And this comes in that tulip stamp set too. So we're just gonna these photopolymers, you gotta love them when you're doing those sentiments, right? Okay, so I have like red and green ink all over me. It's like Christmas all over again here. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry just for a second while I I'm gonna make sure I want my ribbon over here. Okay, here we go again. Seriously? I have no idea what is up with this. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside for now, and I am going to put my ribbon on with some glue dots. So I'm gonna put a glue dot at each end of the ribbon. And put that around my card. And isn't that gorgeous? I just love the way that ribbon color makes that pop. So I'm gonna take some glue, some green glue. This multi-purpose Tombow adhesive never fails me, right? I don't know why I mispronounced the adhesive. Okay, so I'm gonna take that, put some glue on it, and I'm gonna put it right on here. Get it straight. With that glue, I can move it around. Okay. And I'm just gonna flip my black on there. Let it set for a minute while let's see if there you go. That adhesive works perfectly on this, right? So I'm just gonna adhere these two pieces together. And we'll put those there, and I'm gonna bring my ribbon in and just soften it up so I can tie it. And do my little bunny ears, get that going on here. Okie dokie. Sheesh. Looked like I had a lot of power behind that one, didn't it? And we'll soften them up a little bit. Size them up. And give them a little trim. These scissors are working great. I like a nice sharp pair of snips. And you can actually, because this ribbon is so soft, you can kind of take it and do the opposite of what I did before, and it will kind of curl up that way. So you get kind of a fun one that way too. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on with a little glue dot. Up here in the corner. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to put this one up again on some dimensionals. So, finished those off, and we'll add one more on the top. I think these are perfect cards to do at our spring fling. What about you guys? They definitely shout spring to me. We're going to put that right there. So in class, We did it with the little flowers up here, or you can do them down there on your label, wherever you want to put them. And then we flipped this designer series paper panel here. So you can kind of decide which one you like the best. I kind of am leaning this way. I kind of like that part better. It is definitely a little less busy. Okay, so then we have these ones, and we put the little butterfly down here, but like I said, you can put it anywhere. I think it would look cute up here. You know what else would be cute up here is one of those little bees, the little bumblebees that we have. Those would be really cute there too. And then we have this one. And again, on our card, this one we did a double ribbon with. The one from class. We did the little butterfly there and down there on some of our flowers. So, as you can see, that paper is just really, really pretty. You got a couple new ways to tie some ribbons, right? And don't forget, April 30th, right? April 30th is our retirement party from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So you have 3 hours to make it to the Rubber Room, shop at my BOGO sale, do a couple make and takes, see some of the new products in person, up close and in person, which is the way I like to see them. You'll be able to see the new in colors and get a feel for whether or not you like them. I actually will be doing an in color club that you can sign up for while you're here. But the biggest deal, of course, is picking up this gorgeous, gorgeous catalog. So I'm gonna spend the rest of the night looking through her, not drooling over her, just looking and making my wish list, of course. So thanks for tuning in tonight, you guys, and I will see you on Wednesday at noon for a Create with Chris live at lunchtime. Bye-bye.